Today's focus, time management. First, we'll say that time management is not about managing time, but rather energy. We cannot optimize for a fixed amount of hours in the day, but we can optimize for the energy we have in those hours. So let's talk about some mental and physical habits that can lead you closer to your long-term goals. Number 1, Memento Mori. Remember that you must die. This is a saying that originated in ancient Rome to remind people of how fast life passes us by. Did you know that they even had skulls close by to remind them of the unfortunate end we all face? That's pretty smart. It's a lot faster to get moving, especially when your deadline is that visual in addition. Remember that you must die. Let that sink in, and make a habit of reflecting on this until you really understand. And you won't need to go hunting for skulls anymore, because even a skull can blend into the background after enough time. The takeaway is, before we die, let's aim for the sky. Number 2, garbage in, garbage out. Rethink your job, friends, passions, and even your coordinates on Earth. Align all of these with your passions and values. Make a habit of frequently revisiting your passions and goals and align your actions with these goals. Planning will become pleasurable once we've optimized our circumstances to bring us the most joy. Flow state will follow, dopamine will keep you going, and before you know it, you'll be unstoppable. Therefore, only keep boring tasks that are absolutely inevitable or a necessary part of a bigger project that brings you joy. Number 3, 2x everything. Listen to audiobooks at twice the speed, watch YouTube videos at 2x, and use Speechify on 2x. This app converts text input to audio. Here's a piece of insider info from me. I was even watching Netflix on 2x, but you won't need to follow that one. This takes practice. There is a unique type of brain fatigue that you can experience while listening to 2x for too many hours, but nothing that can't be solved with a well-deserved break. Here's a fun fact, Speechify can go all the way up to 4.5 times so that you can achieve insane productivity gains. Number 4, use music for dopamine. We all know we need a burst of dopamine to keep us engaged, especially while doing boring tasks. Music does just that for us. Did you know that research has shown that the music tempo will positively or negatively influence your working rhythm? Last year, I read academic books at 3 times the speed just by replacing classical music with instrumental EDM. Not to mention my lethargic state when pairing reading with classical music. It takes some time to get your brain used to EDM speeds, but once it does, it'll go into a flow state, which is exactly where you want it to be. Here's a tip. Don't change your songs too often and choose songs with fewer lyrics. Number 5, leverage AI to your advantage. Here are some examples. Proofreading, speech to text and text to speech, personal finance, smart email management for separating important emails from trash, virtual assistants like Alexa, Google Assistant, or Siri by making voice commands. You can make calls, set reminders, and get answers to weird questions that pop up while making dinner. The list is endless, so we'll dedicate a separate video to this topic. Number 6, play hard to get. Let me explain. I'm guessing that you have a 9-to-5 job. Therefore, time off is actually work time, because that's when we'll work on the projects closer to our hearts. Turn off all notifications and don't take any calls that are not urgent. If all of your friends can reach you at any point and you easily say yes, all that means is that you have nothing more important to do at that time. And that's fair game, don't get us wrong. But if you do have projects you need to address, then make sure you play the part and set the correct expectations for others. You are a busy person. You need to say no more often now that you're burning for your projects. Because we all burn for something, don't we? Number 7, use Agile techniques. If you're unfamiliar with this term, it comes from programming and means frequently revisiting your original estimates based on an iterative process. In simple English terms, learn as you go. So instead of trying to estimate how long complex projects are going to take, which, let's face it, will be a helpless task, do this. Get started, learn, and only then try to estimate based on actual feedback. And then keep iterating this process. Tip: I'm guessing AI will quite soon give a realistic estimate of almost any imaginable venture. But until then, we have to be agile. Number 8. Use Excel for planning tasks and make it your Bible. Revise it several times per week as needed. Why an Excel workbook? Short answer, We like to keep it simple and have the control to customize as much as possible. We are control freaks after all, aren't we? When I first get an idea related to my projects, I write it down on a to-do list app. And then, twice a week, I move all my ideas to the Excel file and break them down into subtasks. Then, I add color coding and links to outside references when I have a research task. Tip: make your color coding automatic based on an objective metric. This could be the deadline, for example. You don't want to miss a writing contest just because you forgot to color it in red, so rely on Excel to do this for you. Number 9. Take a nap. They're surely not for everyone, but if you're lucky, you'll wake up 10 minutes later with new bursts of energy. This is extensively researched, and we'll trust the science on that. You'll get productive morning hours twice in a 24-hour span. Oops, sorry geeks, we meant 23.934 hours. And don't forget the alarm. Sleeping for an hour or more will mess up your night's sleep. For those who struggle with this, try instead walking, or taking a cold shower, or maybe even a short fitness break. Number 10. Batch your tasks. Iron all of your clothes for a week. Cook for several days. Do all research needed for several tasks. Being effective starts here. We tend to ignore setup time. Yes, this might not be very important if done once, but daily for a week means 7 times the setup time. That's just simple math. Assuming your iron doesn't get broken midweek, of course. That would make the setup time even longer. Being reasonable means picking a shorter setup time, so be reasonable. Number 11. Dump time tracking apps. If you're curious, use the standard screen time on your phone. iOS and Android offer that. Apps designed to reduce your social media time will only become just more apps that you'll be checking for more dopamine. Information is null without added value or implementable action steps. Even if someone gives you a plan to achieve a 30% reduction in utilization of social media, you'll be fighting against human nature, and we all know that's a lost battle before it even begins. Extensive use of social media is something we do when our calendar is empty, so rather than treating the symptom, be smart and treat the cause. Number 12. Go out only once a week. Yeah, we know. We intentionally kept the most controversial one for the end, so don't hate us too much. But no matter if you're an introvert or an extrovert, no one needs to go out 5 times in a week. Restrict it to only 1 time per week, ideally on the weekend. And instead do 2-in-1 activities in your breaks from hard work. This could be working out with a friend, taking a walk with them, or simply having a video call with a loved one. But remember, there's a reason why they say it's lonely at the top, and that's because success takes sacrifices. You can't have it all. We'll leave you with our favorite quote about time management. If it's not a hell yeah, then it's a no. Derek Sivers. Start living by it today. If you like this video, subscribe to our channel so that we keep making you wiser every week. Stay timeless. Until the next one.